It's a lot of fun. I like to see the spark in people's eyes when they learn something new and pick up something new. You've seen it. You like that when the kids, you tell the kids how to do something. It's the same thing with adults.
Every day with Harrison. I see the
with
spark in his eyes when I educate him.
There you go.
It's the dull spark, but it's there.
But
it's a
there,
glimmer.
right? It's a glimmer.
Yeah, it's a glimmer.
I enjoy it.
I'm Sterling.
I'm Harrison.
And this is Hard on the Paint by Big Country Equipment.
All right, this is Barry Crum, and you are on That's Hard on the Paint. So, Barry, tell us about yourself and where you have come from.
Well, Harrison, first of all, thank you for having me here. It was a great drive, and it was well worth it because I got to meet your brother. So,
Yeah, you're welcome, Barry.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks. About myself, I'm retired from the Army after 20 years. I was a Corps of Engineer officer. I didn't just do Corps of Engineer stuff. I did a whole bunch of other things. I worked as an instructor for a while, did online IT instruction. I work now as a safety professional. I work in the Central Texas area, and that's what I've been doing.
How'd you get into the military? What made you want to go that way?
Oh, well, that's an easy answer because my father was in the military. He did 30 years. He retired as a full colonel. So I grew up in the military. I grew up moving every 18 months my whole life. I was born overseas. Both my brothers were born overseas. I was born in the territory of Hawaii, believe it or not, wasn't even a state yet. My middle brother was born in the state of Hawaii, and my baby brother was born in Germany back when it was split, back in West Germany, back when it was before Germany had reunified.
You remember when the wall was up?
I was there when the wall fell down. So I was a company commander of a construction unit in Germany. My wartime mission was focused on Soviets, but the wall came down November '89. And we didn't know what the heck. Nobody had seen that coming. It was so unanticipated. And we're like, what do we do? And this is 1989, right? Before the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
The internet wasn't available for public use until 1995. So we didn't have the internet. We had CNN telling us what the heck was going on. And we're like, what? And so they said, well, don't open the arms room. Don't open the motor pool gates. Don't dispatch a vehicle. Don't get on the highways. Sit on your hands and wait. We sat there not knowing what the Russians were going to do or not going to do. And I really don't think they knew. If you go back and look at the History Channel, they talk about that time and Gorbachev's response and all that. Nobody knew how they were going to respond. So I was quite surprised. We were all pleasantly surprised at the fact that Germany got reunified and that things did well.
Okay.
We were pleasantly surprised at the way it went down. Reunification in Germany is something we'd hoped for a long time. But really, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if the Soviet tanks were going to come across the border, because that was the plan, right? The whole Cold War, Germany was the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the war was going to happen. The Third World War was going to happen in Germany, and we were preparing for that. And so it was quite an interesting time.
When y'all were there, did y'all have to actually participate in tearing the wall down? Or did you just have to stand by?
No, we just had to stand by. One of the cool things, though, was one of my soldiers came to me and said, "Sir, can I have a 4-day pass?" I said, "Jonesy, you got to be kidding me. Nobody gets a 4-day pass. No one ever gets a 4-day pass." He goes, "Sir, I got a plan." I said, "Okay, what's the plan?" He goes, "I got this duffel bag, and I got a sledgehammer, and I got this crowbar, and Smitty and I are going to drive all night to the Berlin Wall, and we're going to tear down the wall. We're going to crumble up as much as we can and put it in the trunk of the car and bring back as much wall as we can, and you can have the biggest piece you want." I said, there you go, 4-day pass. So he went drove all night. They went to the wall. Then with the sledgehammers, everybody else tearing the wall down. I've got a piece from the free side with the spray paint on the graffiti. I've got a graffiti rock, but that's where it came from. It came from that time. He went down there in December and took a chunk of that wall out. I have a piece of it, a piece of history.
I bet that's pretty valuable now.
I don't know about valuable, but it's very sentimental to me.
Right.
Because most of my career was focused on the godless communist, right? The Cold War focused on, we didn't know what the Soviets would do.
How long did you stay after the wall fell?
I transitioned, that was 2009. I left Germany in 2010. So I did a permanent change of station in 2010. So I was there about 7-8 months after the wall fell.
How did not only the culture, but also the infrastructure change of Germany when the divide was over?
Well, Germany had a difficult time at first taking all these immigrants, so to speak. They're not immigrants; they were German citizens. And by law, if you were East Germany and you got into West Germany, you were granted full West German citizenship with papers and insurance and some stipend and all those kinds of things. And now all of a sudden you got a whole country that's flooded the border, right, and crossed the border. And so there were some challenges with the infrastructure to support that change. They overcame it quite well. Germany has reunified quite well and done very well in the process.
Do you see any similarities to the United States now to what you saw back then, or is it pretty much free trade, free commerce, just like it was back when you were in Germany when you came back to the States?
Free commerce and free trade with respect to the U.S. versus Germany?
Correct.
I think our trade's even better now.
When you were in Germany during that time, agriculture, I mean, it had to take a huge impact coming when they tore the wall down. You know, they didn't have the infrastructure, roads or housing or anything to support that many people. How did they overcome surely there was a food shortage of some kind?
There really wasn't. The Soviets had, the East Germans ran East Germany quite well under Soviet rule. They had plenty of food and plenty of room and plenty of housing. They were fine on that. Their just quality of living was pretty low. They didn't have any money, but they had food and they had roads. They had access to the East German, the Russian-made tractors and such. But the issue was those that wanted to move from East Germany to West Germany, there wasn't enough room to accommodate everybody. A lot of them ended up staying in place, but they really didn't have a problem with the food. The issue was hospitals and schools trying to absorb all those people wanting to come over and live in the free side.
Once you came back to the United States, what was your role in the military once you came back?
Let's see. When I came back from Germany, I was assigned. I taught college. at Texas Tech for a couple of years. Army ROTC Command had 350 colleges and universities they were present on. I did that for 2 years. I was the #1 instructor out of 350 college and universities, so they pulled me up to their schoolhouse to teach instructors how to teach. And that's what I did for a couple of years up there in Virginia. I taught instructors how to teach.
Did you like the teaching, or did
I
you
enjoy
like
it. I enjoy teaching. It's a lot of fun. I like to see the spark in people's eyes when they learn something new and pick up something new. You've seen it. You like that when the kids, you tell the kids how to do something. It's the same thing with adults.
Every day with Harrison. You know,
Every day
I see
with
the spark in his eyes when I educate him.
There you go.
it's the dull spark, but it's there.
But
it's
it's
a
there,
glimmer.
right? It's a glimmer.
Yeah, it's a glimmer.
I enjoy it.